Hey guys, good morning. We are going to start a new project. This is our project called Mythology Book Club. And you will be doing about 10 slides for me, which will be worth 3 formative grades. Okay. So, your Mythology Book Club project, on slide 3, you will put your name, your book title, and your author. Each student will be doing one of these on their own. All right. Now, in your Mythology Book Club, you are going to be reading a book of mythology. Okay. Any book on mythology from any culture will do. Okay. Most of the time when we think of mythology, though, we think of Greek and Roman mythology. So most of what I have is from Greek and Roman mythology. You can always go to your launch pad or to your local library. If you look here on your launch pad, you see Follett, right? So Follett Destiny is where you would go to check out a book from this library, your school library. So you could go into Follett and you'll make sure you want to be on White Knoll Middle School. Then you can search for Greek, or you could look for mythology. Anything on mythology that we have would be listed here. Now, you have Norse mythology, which is Thor. You have Mayan and Aztec mythology, which you could read if you're interested in that. But any of these books you could check out online through Mythology, okay? So you can look at any of these and read about mythology. Now, you will need to read your mythology books, okay? Because that is what your project is based on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, people, my students, my lovely students, this is the easiest 100 you would ever make, okay? If you do this project and you do it to the best of your ability and you do this and you follow the instructions, you will make 100, okay? Now, here are the book club assignments. And again, you will do one. Each person will do their own, okay? So our first slide, which would be slide number 9, so it starts on slide 9, would be the summarizer. So you're going to summarize what you've read in a paragraph, 4 to 5 sentences, right? That's what a paragraph is. You're going to be prepared to share your summary with your book club group. I'm going to group you with a person and you guys will talk about your book. And it doesn't matter if you're reading the same book or a different book. So your main supporter, this will talk about your main idea from your reading. You're going to identify the details from the text that support the main idea, and you're going to record those details, and then you're going to share them with your book club group. Poetry, we're going to talk about some poetry, and you guys will write a couple of poems, and you're going to share them with your group. Language interpreter, you're going to locate and record figurative language. We're going to talk about figurative language, guys. Every lesson that we do is covered in your Mythology Book Club project, and you're going to practice these on these. Illustrator, you're going to illustrate or insert pictures that represent your book. The next one, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, we're going to talk about cause and effect. Relationship developer, you're going to write a little play, actor, a sentence surveyor, We're going to talk about why the author chose this particular sentence, and then vocabulary enricher. You're going to write down vocabulary words that you've learned along the way. Okay, so all of these you can attempt to do during while you're reading. Okay, now this right here is your reading log. You will read your books, and each day you're going to log your page numbers and how many what pages you read. So this is your name and your book, right? And how many pages you read each day. You're going to need to figure out how many pages you need to read each day. So say, for instance, if you're reading Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, this particular book has 375 pages. So if you're going to read 375 pages, you need to divide that by however many days you're going to read. 14 would be 2 weeks, so I would divide it by 14. 375 divided by 14, you're going to have to read roughly about 27 pages, 25 pages a day to get through the book in 2 weeks. Okay? It's so good you will not want to put it down. All right. So each day our lesson will revolve around what you should do, except for today. Okay. Today we're going to start with personification, and we're going to talk about personification, and that is a type of figurative language that you will learn about today. So, what is personification? Well, let's take a look at this. What do you think personification is if you just base it on what you see in this little thing? This makes me smile every time. I love the goats dancing, okay? So if you want to see that, you can certainly click on the link and go to it. So today I want to teach you how to see an author's craft technique with figurative language. An author can use figurative language to engage his readers and add excitement to the text. Our focus today will be on one type of figurative language, personification. That is a vocabulary word, okay? Also, metaphor is a vocabulary word, and I'll make sure I list those for you. All right. So I can identify personification and recognize how it affects the reading experience. So what is personification? Well, personification is a figure of speech in which an idea or thing is given human attributes and or feelings, or is spoken of as if it were human. Personification is a common form of metaphor. That is also a vocabulary word, so you'll need to know metaphor. In that, human characteristics are attributed to non-human things. This allows writers to create life and motion within inanimate objects, animals, and even abstract ideas by assigning them recognizable human behaviors and emotions. Okay. Examples of personification. Maybe this will help you visualize it even more. The lightning danced across the sky. Well, lightning doesn't dance. It is not a human, so therefore it can't dance. But this is giving lightning a human quality to dancing. The wind howled in the night. Wind howled. It has given a quality that we understand that wind doesn't really howl, right? It doesn't make the noise. The leaves on the tree waved at me. Leaves do not wave, right? And they're telling me. Leaves don't talk, right? it was time to go inside and be safe before the storm came. The next one, I heard the last piece of pie calling my name. Now, is pie going to talk to you? No, not really. Another one is my alarm clock yells at me to get out of bed every morning. Does it really yell like your parent would? No, but you are giving the clock human quality of yelling. Okay. Here's another example. Look at the train turned into the tunnel and the headlights lit the path ahead. Doors open, passengers out, ready for more. That's not very exciting. But if we add some personification, descriptive writing, the subway train slithered through the tunnel, its eyes glaring, lighting the path ahead. It hisses to a stop, mouth open. Passengers escape, now ready for its next victims. That makes it a little more interesting to read about, right? That's where your figurative language comes in. All right, so for your independent work today, you're going to start reading your mythology book. You need to find a mythology book either on the Follett site from your Chromebook, sign in, and log into your Launchpad. And then you're going to find some examples of personification and jot them in your notes. I will tell you that in Kirsty Jackson, I will tell you that the first page I see personification is on page 8. All right, page 8. There's also some foreshadowing there. We've talked about foreshadowing. And I want you to find that example and find more examples of personification and jot them down. You can write them down in your Mythology Book Club project. So let's see. If I say I want you to find some examples of personification, you can start with the language interpreter, and you can find many different kinds of figurative language. Select a few examples. I want at least, I'm going to say probably four examples. So my first example would be, and I want you to log the page, tell me what page you found it on, and quote it for me, okay? And tell me what type of figurative language it is. So you could go ahead and do this as you read your book, all right? If you have any questions, please email me and let me know, okay? Now, again, all of this information is in your book. And here's another example of personification. Courage doesn't always roar. Does courage roar? Not usually. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice. Is it quiet? At the end of the day, saying, I will try again tomorrow. And that's by Mary Ann Ragmacher. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful time reading. And this is a very fun project. Make it fun. Make it exciting. Read your books. Okay. All right. Have a great day.